Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Boxing Along the Beltway. Our news and notes for this week, and got some good information for you and some upcoming events, as well as some events that took place over the last few days, including one of our Beltway boxers trying to spoil the swan song of a legendary pro boxer. A lot of that took place this week as well. So we're going to talk about that and give you an update on some of the things that are taking on in the next few days. Beltway Boxing News and Notes brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, for shoulder pain and muscle strain and everything in between, Boxing Along the Beltway recommends Real Time Pain Relief, the natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. And if you go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief, you get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time, and indeed, it does work. No question about that. The boxer that was trying to spoil the swan song of one of the great boxers of all time was Scott Cujo Sigmon out of Lynchburg and Bedford, Virginia, but he couldn't do it. Roy Jones Jr., who said it was a swan song at the Pensacola Bay Center in Pensacola, Florida. He won a one-sided 10-round unanimous decision over Scott Cujo Sigmon last night, Thursday night, in his hometown, Pensacola, Florida. And Jones, he said it was his last fight, but again, he left it out. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But as far as the bout was concerned, I didn't get a chance to see it, but according to reports, Sigmon just couldn't deal with the still some hand speed that Roy Jones Jr., who's now 49 years old, he had that hand speed throughout the contest. Now, given the scores, which were 98-92 across the board, Sigmon apparently had his moment. So Scott Sigmon did not embarrass himself, which is always the case with him anyway. But still, he did not embarrass himself. He lost 98-92 across the board. But Jones would smile and he mugged for his hometown fans all throughout the bout. Now, after the bout, he did tell reporters that he walked in the ring with a torn bicep. So I'm looking at some of the pictures from the bout that Scott Foster for FightNews.com took, and it may have been the right hand, because it surely wasn't the left, because a shot I used for the blog where he landed a left hand down the pike on Scott Sigmon. So we don't know where that is, but apparently he had a torn bicep coming into the fight. Now, Sigmon is 30-12-1, 16 KOs. Once again, all 12 of those losses all came to very solid competition. The likes of Kelly Pavlik, as we said, Ronald Gaville, newly crowned world champion Caleb Truex, and many others. They were just all quality opponents. Jesse Nicklo, when he was a quality opponent, he lost to him as well. And of course, he did beat Nicklo back. And so Sigmon has nothing to be ashamed about. He's talked about quitting back and forth. I don't know whether he's going to do it after this. I'm not sure. But according to Roy Jones Jr., he plans to give it up after this. He's 66-9, 47 KOs. However, he did say that he'd be willing to take on suspended MMA fighter Anderson Silva. But if that doesn't happen, it's chapter closed for Roy Jones Jr. He'll be a full-time analyst for HBO, where he does a very good job and has been doing it for a number of years. A lot of people forget. He's been doing it way back since the mid to late 90s, really. I remember going to shows in New Jersey, Atlantic City, and that's when he was just starting out as an announcer for HBO, and I remember interviewing him about that, and he was just starting out at that point, but he's done it off and on for a number of years and still does a very good job in that role. So hopefully that'll be it for him as far as that's concerned. And again, I have this thing about the Hall of Fame, any Hall of Fame really, but in this case, the Boxing Hall of Fame. I really do believe, and I think I've said this before, I really do believe that certain boxers just should not have to wait 5 years to get into the Hall of Fame. And I said that about Bernard Hopkins. I said that about Evander Holyfield before he got in. I said that really about Riddick Bowe before he got in, and Trinidad and all. I mean, these guys have done so much in this business that they should have to wait 5 years. And again, Roy Jones Jr. definitely fits into that category. So continue best wishes to Roy Jones Jr. and to Scott Cujo Sigmon as well. Whatever he plans to do, I'm not sure if he's going to continue boxing after this. I don't know if he still wants Jesse Nicklo down the road. I don't know what's going on with him. But the fact is he has done an outstanding job. Had a great career with some great bouts in his career. He's made some good money as well. And he, of course, has his gym, the Hurt Factory in Lynchburg, Virginia. So, again, hope he continues to be successful in that as well. Now let's go to the amateurs, where we brought home 7 titles from the recent National Silver Gloves Championships in Independence, Missouri. And again, I tell you, I hate to harp on this, but Ringside just does an awful job of getting information to people about this. So I'm hoping this is all correct. But the ones I did find out, BJ Santana Brown of Baltimore, he was uncontested throughout in the week. So he won his award, his national championship uncontested. And again, we don't have any idea what weight classes we're in and all. It was just horrible. Anyway, the other winners this year: Benjamin Johnson out of Washington, D.C., Cardarius Johnson of District Heights, Maryland, Tyreek Williams out of Oxon Hill, Maryland, Khalil Robinson, Largo, Maryland, Marcus Luther of Washington, D.C., and Dante White of Baltimore, Maryland. So those were the champions this year from the National Silver Gloves. And, of course, coming up, the Washington Golden Gloves gets underway on Saturday, February the 17th. We'll give you more information about that as we go on. Also, out of the amateurs, one of our great amateurs out of this area, Troy Isley out of Alexandria, Virginia. He'll be part of a really big boxing tour in the United States, as the United States team will take on a team from Ireland, and that'll be in March. Now, Troy Isley is 165 pounds. He won a bronze medal at the 2017 Elite World Championship in Hamburg, Germany. And he really is sort of the showcase boxer for Team USA in this situation. So that's really great. Now, the U.S. Ireland tour will begin on Monday, March the 12th, and that'll be at the Royal Entertainment Complex in Boston, Massachusetts. That'll be the first night. Second night will be Thursday, March 15th at the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. And then on Wednesday, March 21st, the tour will end at the Manchester Downtown Hotel in Manchester, New Hampshire. All the cards will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we tell you that because the bouts will be live streamed for free on usaboxing.org. So make sure you know that. So once again, March 12th, that's a Monday, from the Royal Entertainment Complex, Boston, Massachusetts. Second night is Thursday, March 15th, from the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. And then on Wednesday, March 21st, the Manchester Downtown Hotel, Manchester, New Hampshire. And all 3 of those cards will be live streamed for free on usaboxing.org. And by the way, the coach of the U.S. team will be Billy Walsh. Now, Billy Walsh was a member of the 1988 boxing team for Ireland, and he coached the Irish team for 10 years. Now, the national team, the national championship is taking place in Belfast, Ireland. As soon as they finish, they'll announce the team for Team Ireland. And by the way, it will be the first time that a U.S.-based team will take on Belfast or Ireland. They have in the annual Belfast Beltway Boxing Classic. That'll be Friday, April the 3rd, and that'll be at the Marriott Wardman Hotel in downtown Northwest Washington, D.C. And I hope to be able to go to that this year. The last couple of years I haven't been able to go, but it's a team from the Beltway area taking on a team from Belfast. And this is the year that the Belfast kids come here to the nation's capital. So that should be a lot of fun. It usually is a great event, no question about that. Now, update on some of the pros coming up. Just learned this just before we went on the air today. Before you even get to that, don't forget about coming up Saturday, February the 10th, Marcus Chop Corley taking on Hammer and Hank Lundy, and that'll be at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Also in the car, we've got Hasim Gold-Blooded Rockman Jr. He'll be in a 4-round bout against Saba Pavli of Hungary, who's 1-2. Rockman's 3-3 KOs. Now, Joe Jones III, who's 9-7 KOs, originally from D.C., now fighting out in Jersey City, New Jersey. I looked on BoxRec, and I didn't see his name. I'm not sure if his bout is still on for that, but if it is, we'll give you the result of that as well. But we'll We were hoping to get the weights before we went on the air between Corley and London. Didn't get those weights, so we'll find out and post those on the blog as soon as we get them. So that'll be Saturday, February the 10th from the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Also, DC heavyweight Maurice Freight Train Byram scheduled to be on a card at the Hartman Arena in Park City, Kansas against Richard Silverback Carmack. That's a 6-round contest. Byram is 13-2-1, 9 KOs. First time he's fought since 2012 when he lost to Magomed Abdusalamov in Las Vegas. So we'll see what happens there. That's on Saturday, February the 10th. Then on Tuesday, February the 13th, and a slight change in this card. Apparently, the bout between Michael the Professor Fox and Ricardo Garcia will be a co-main event now on this card. Apparently, the main event bout between Frank de Alba and Carlos Padilla has been scratched as Frank de Alba suffered a cut on the last day of training. That is that's a tough break. No question about that. So Michael Fox is now is a 15-0, 4 KOs. Coming off that big win he had over Manuel Reyes on November 21st at the Sands Bethlehem Event Center in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And Fox will take on Ricardo Garcia, who's 14-1, 9 KOs, who also fought in that very same card, but he lost an 8-round majority decision to Victor Vasquez. So Michael Fox, one of the co-feature bouts now co-main event bouts on this card, this King Promotion card on Tuesday, February the 13th. Also on that card, Owings Mills heavyweight Colby Mad Dog Madison out of Owings Mills, Maryland, as I said. He'll take on Dante Selby of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Madison 5-0-1, 4 KOs, taking on Selby, who is 2-3-1, and he's lost 3 straight. Madison comes off that second round TKO over Randy Easton back on December 1st in Philadelphia. And also on the card, Malik Little League Lofton out of Suitland, Maryland. He'll be back in action. 4-round bout against Martino Jules of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Lofton's 1-0, 1 KO. Of course, that nice pro debut he made against Jamore Edwards at Rosecroft Raceway back in June. Jules is 2-0. He's coming out 4-round majority decision over Wesley Johnson in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania on November 21st. And then coming up also Saturday, February the 17th, Laurel, Maryland light heavyweight Thomas Top Dog Williams Jr. returning against Humberto Velasco Tito Torres of Aguas Calientes, Mexico. Don Haskin Convention Center is where that's going to take place in El Paso, Texas. Williams 20-3, 14 KOs. He returns after 1 year to the day after he lost his 6-round TKO to Marcus Brown. And also Saturday, February 24th, Jamal Dyer will be against Vanderlei Miranda, and that'll be at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. So, again, very scant as far as pro boxing cards in the Beltway. That may change down the road. And let me make this announcement real quickly, and I hope to give you more information about it next week. On the blog, I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast, but I did mention a little bit on the blog. And I make this announcement because Boxing on the Beltway and Pro-Am Fight Talk wouldn't be big parts of what's going on with this if it all takes off. Next week, if all goes well, next week I'll have an interview right here on the podcast with Tony Bell. Now, many of you know Tony Bell, the former head of Tony Valley Association of USA Boxing. He also runs Tony's Gym on Mount Olivet Road in D.C. But he is also the Chief Executive Officer now of a brand new venture that, if all goes well, will revolutionize this sport. It's called Money Round Boxing, and I'm not going to get into the details with it as far as it's concerned here this week. But next week I'll have an exclusive interview with Tony Bell concerning Money Round Boxing and its scheduled debut, which is scheduled to be on March the 31st at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. We hope that'll ring true. But that's the tentative scheduled date for the premiere of Money Round Boxing, a new event that is going to, if all goes well, shake up the boxing world. It'll do some different things, no question about that. So hopefully that will be the case. And I hope to have an interview with Tony Bell. I plan to talk to him this week. We'll have that interview right here on the Boxing on the Belt with Google app for Android. And of course, our regular news and notes during the week as well. So some interesting things hopefully down the pike here in Beltway boxing. But again, not a whole lot of regular boxing cards in this area. So it'll be fascinating to see how things turn out in the next few weeks here in the Beltway. So make sure you stay with us right here on the Box on Beltway Google app for Android, on Spreaker.com and iHeartRadio.com. Subscribe to those pages and download the free app. And we'll give you all the information we can give you for that as well. Once again, Beltway Boxing News and Notes brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief. You go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. I'm Gary Digital Williams. Thanks for joining me, everybody. And always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world. The boxing along the Beltway. Take care.